It's time now for our royal masterminds, and we might be only 29 days from the coronation, but the troublesome pair, Harry and Meghan, are still causing mayhem by refusing to disclose whether they have accepted the palace's generous invitation, even though the RSVP deadline was on Monday. So despite the Ginger Winger's unending complaints over the need for national protection, he seems to have no issue delaying the intricate preparations that include seating plans and, crucially, VIP security. So, with the Sussexes causing maximum disruption for the royal family, should King Charles just rescind their invite? Well, with me now, my royal masterminds, Lady Colin Campbell and Phil Dampier. Lady C, I just say they should not come now. They've missed the deadline, but you're a little bit more flexible on this.
Well, yes, because I think in fairness, this is, the king understands that his son is very troubled and that his son has major problems, and he doesn't want to do anything that would push him over the edge into the possibility of doing something irrevocable. So I understand the king's concerns. Every parent will understand the concerns of a parent for a very troubled child. But that doesn't really excuse the fact that it's pretty shocking manners. And quite frankly, Meghan, who is ostensibly a little bit saner, supposedly, than Harry, and was brought up in a good, proper Catholic school, should understand that, aside from anything else, it's shockingly bad manners, and none of this is acceptable. So he might have a free pass because he's got all sorts of problems, but she really doesn't have one because she's made absolutely sure that she's very canny to cover up any of her failings.
Well, of course, sources close to Harry this week claimed that he'd been totally honest with the US authorities about his previous drug use. So if so, he's definitely had a lot of special treatment. But look, moving away from that, Phil, I personally think he's had his chance now. He's had his chance. He had weeks and weeks and weeks to RSVP. The invite should be rescinded, shouldn't it?
Yeah, good evening, Dan. I think you'd like to rescind it. I'd like to rescind it. I'm sure Lady C would like to rescind it. But I just think that the King's not going to do it. He's made this policy. He's going to stick to it. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I said to you that I thought that Harry and Meghan were actually struggling to make up their minds. I think it's gone way beyond that now. I think they're just playing games. It's giving them a sort of sense of control. It's giving them a sense of power. It's giving them a sense of being at the sort of centre of things. And I just think they're doing it for selfish reasons. But it's totally disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the King. It's disrespectful to the other royals, and most of all, it's disrespectful, as you say, to the people trying to organise it. I mean, people are working round the clock to try and organise this thing, and he's just not making a decision. So it's very, very rude. But he doesn't have any problem getting on a plane to come over for his court cases, does he? But he can't make up his mind about this.
Well, exactly. I mean, Lady C, this is without any doubt the most important day of his father's life. Doesn't it say so much about Harry the man, the fact that he wants to cause stress to his dad? He actually wants to make things more difficult for Charles. It's almost sadistic.
Absolutely sadistic. And it shows that he has a very nasty, cruel streak in his nature, and that he really has no empathy. And it also shows he has not only no respect for his father and for the institution which has given him the platform that he has, but it also shows he has absolutely no respect for this country or for the Commonwealth. I mean, he shows he's absolutely not fit for purpose.
No, indeed. OK, so let's talk about the balcony, because, of course, that's going to be one of the big moments of the coronation weekend. And, Phil, it's been decided that even if Harry and Meghan do decide to grace us with their presence, they're not going to be there. Only working royals will appear on the balcony. That also means Andrew won't be on the balcony. Neither will Eugenie or Beatrice. Do you think that's right? Because, of course, there have been rumours over the past couple of weeks that Harry and Meghan were trying to demand a balcony place if they chose to come.
No, it's absolutely the right decision. I mean, none of them are working royals anymore. No prospects of them becoming working royals in the future. So it's quite right they shouldn't be there. I mean, Andrew tried to make a bit of a comeback the other week when he went to the Royal Victoria Order ceremony. That was private. I think the King allowed that because it was private. There weren't any photographs. But there's no way in the world he could be on the balcony, and no way in the world that Harry and Meghan out all their children with them could be on the balcony. So I think that decision's been made, and they will stick to that. And that's probably one of the things they resent.
Well, of course they resent that, Lady C. But do you think they should have been allowed on the balcony? Would that have been a way for King Charles to show a bit of, I guess, compromise, you might say?
Absolutely not. They have no business on the balcony. Personally speaking, I think they shouldn't have been asked at all, but I get why his father wanted him there. But no, absolutely, they should not be on the balcony. And quite frankly, if they were tucked in a cupboard, that's sort of where they should be, as far as I'm concerned. I think they're a total disgrace to themselves and to humanity. I think there's no excuse for aside from anything else, their bad manners. At this stage, it's just bad manners.
What do you think, Lady C, about the fact that even if they go to the coronation, and even if they decide to take their young children, their kids will also have no official role? Because, of course, it was announced which youngsters were going to be part of the coronation. It includes Prince George, it includes the children of the Chomleys, Lady Chomley, but no room for Harry and Meghan's children. Do you think that's the right decision?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first of all, they haven't even been brought up here. They have been tucked out of view the whole time. Why would they now all of a sudden be exhibited? I think they have no business being there. And it's insofar as Harry and Meghan themselves, I personally would prefer to see them not there. But of course, we are doubtless going to see them because they cannot resist a photo op. And the only reason why they will not come if they don't come is because it turns out to be in their financial interest and that they can spin some yarn that will pay them good dividends down the line by not being there. Otherwise, they're definitely going to be there. And she's going to be there with her frowsy Joan Collins walk, as if she's sashing down some, exhibiting herself down some catwalk. I mean, honestly, the lack of dignity and the exhibitionism that the two of them are subject to. And as for his walk, I mean, really, you talk about...
You're making me laugh, Lady C.
Well, he is very cocky, and his walk is cocky.
No, he is.
Every meaning of the word.
He is. I'm not disagreeing. I just love the way you phrase it. Phil, some suggestion that Harry and Meghan might be annoyed because I think Camilla's grandchildren being given a formal role.
Yeah, I think we're going to get, it was all boys announced the other day, wasn't it? I think we're going to get girls announced as well. Well, it's their fault for missing out, isn't it? They can't have their cake and eat it, can they? If they've decided to go and they decide to bring up their kids as Americans, they can hardly complain if they're not taking part. I mean, you just can't have it both ways. So they just haven't got a leg to stand on when it comes to this, I'm afraid.
Which, of course, Fergie, the Duchess of York, that's exactly what she said this week, which I thought was fascinating too. Yeah.